Do you know what it's like to give someone really good advice because you know that it'll benefit them in their situation, but then you find yourself in a similar situation or something completely different that that advice would still apply to, and then you don't find yourself using the advice that you gave someone else, even though it would be beneficial to your situation? Because that's how I feel. 2025 has been a mess for me so far. If you are unfamiliar with what's going on here, if this video is the very first video that you are ever seeing of me, I would recommend going to check out this video here because it'll actually give you a lot of context as to what I'm going to be talking about today. So, I mean, go check that out and then come back to this video. Please. Hashtag 202STRIVE. This was the goal that I had set for myself and for us at the beginning of the year so that we could strive for greatness. And it kind of feels like I've been striving for greatness. 2025 has been a very experimental year so far. As you all may know, I try to do one video at the beginning of the year setting goals for myself for the year, and then a halfway point at the 6th month mark is looking back at the last 5 months and seeing how I have managed to keep up with that goal. It's been odd. I had to actually go back and look at my 2020 Strive video to see exactly what it was I was talking about and what I had said. Because I seem to have noticed that after watching that video, I kind of lost my way. I kind of lost sight of what was important to me because so many different things were happening and so many different things were causing me to move a certain way that was very different from my point of view at the beginning of the year. And what I mean by that is I have been very focused recently on trying to perfect this channel, trying to do everything perfectly so that I can continue to grow. And instead of just letting things happen naturally and still perfecting the craft rather than the outcome, I found that I've been getting very down about the way that the content has been received. I had very high expectations for myself in 2024, or I guess I had very high expectations for myself this year because of how the channel was last year. Last year, consistency was great. It was a post every other day. It was comments and new subscribers just flooding in new games that we were all recommending to each other. There was just a lot happening. It felt good to receive all that attention. It felt good to have all that fun with you guys. And then this year, we're 6 months in, and there's been growth. I think I started the channel, or the channel started at 746 at the beginning of the year, and we're at 825 now, which is great. That's growth. That's within the 5 months, it's growth. But part of my brain has been just kind of putting me down recently. And like, the views that I'll get on this video just didn't seem like they were enough for this video or like for the kind of effort that I put in. And it's been an extremely experimental year. I've been trying a bunch of different things. Like in the video, I said I wanted to stream more. I've been doing that. I actually started streaming more on Twitch now that I am working mornings. That was one of the big conflicts that I had mentioned in the 2020 Strive video, was that working afternoons was a huge hindrance because of the time that I could record, edit, and stream. But now, working mornings, having the evening to do whatever it is I need to do as far as career-based things and, whatever other social stuff that I have to do, it's been benefiting. I have been able to finish videos the same day instead of having to record, or instead of having to edit a little bit before work, edit a little bit at night after work before bed, and then waking up the next day. I'm just able to sit here after work and, depending on the length of the video, edit all of it in one sitting, which is something that I haven't been able to do during the week in a very long time. And it's one of the greatest feelings ever to be able to do that. And I feel like now that I am working this morning shift and can increase my consistency without destroying my mental health, I feel like given some more time, I can get back to feeling a little bit better about my consistency. But if you've noticed, if you've been paying any sort of attention to how my upload schedule has been, I've had days where I've gone probably 7 to 8, maybe even more, without posting a video. And that's probably just because I didn't record a video to then edit, or I've had too many other things going on outside of content creating in order to edit, or I will edit a video procrastinate and just take way too long to get that video up. There's a lot of factors that have gone into why my videos have been so staggered, and I did say in my 2020 Strive video that I wanted to post when I can without destroying my mental health or without making it so that I'm spending so much time trying to post every other day or every day so posting when I can is probably the best thing that I can do. But right now, while I'm trying to get into the mindset, into the flow of posting when I can, I need to understand that 7 days isn't that bad. It feels like that coming from last year when I would post every other day, but 7 days isn't really that bad. There's other people who have gone way longer than that. And I also noticed that subscriber count didn't drop really at all in the time that it took between one video and another video. Even if it was 8 or 9 days since the last video, you guys are still here, and I appreciate that. I'm not quite sure what causes a person to unsubscribe from a channel if that channel does post consistently, because I usually only unsubscribe from a channel if they're not very consistent. I mean, maybe my content just isn't what you were looking for anymore. Whatever your reason is, doesn't matter. We all have our reasons for things. But I've kind of been a little bit of a wreck this year in the sense that my mindset is not the same as it was at the beginning of the year. And that's actually one of the cool things about making these halfway points is looking at that original video that was recorded and edited and posted at the beginning of the year, looking halfway into the year, and how my mindset has changed. Because that's the beauty of being human. That's the awesome thing about growing as a person, is your mindset can change so quickly. I had to actually reel myself back in watching that 2020 Strive video and remember the mindset that I had, remember the things that I told myself and that I told you guys. I, within the last like 3 or 4 weeks, have thought my consistency is dropping. I haven't been getting any comments. I haven't had people really talking about the games that I've been playing. I haven't really had people suggesting games. I should probably just put this to rest. And again, it sucks when I get to that point that I even have to think about that, because like I said, I'm going to keep referring back to that very first video in January. This has been a passion of mine for so long, and I believe wholeheartedly with every fiber in my body that this is my future. And so when I have those mental battles of give it up, I can't, you must, I won't, it feels very odd to spiral into those, I won't even really call them depressive states, but I guess that's probably the best way to think about it. Is, where was I going with this? In a way, I just kind of feel like I've been letting you guys down somehow. And maybe that's just me overthinking as a creator. Maybe that's just me overthinking as a person. But a lot of the things that I said in that 2020 Strive video, I haven't put my full force into. I feel like I was doing pretty good at the beginning of the year. And maybe it's just because I'm in a new environment. Maybe because, I'm in between homes. If you hadn't seen a brief message to my audience video, I am in between homes right now. I moved out of my previous home into a family member's home where I'll be staying for the next 2 months until I can get my own apartment, which I will be getting the keys in August. So the background, my cool lights and stuff, that's all going to be on hiatus for 2 months until I can get my own space. It's going to be great. I can't wait. For the time being, I'm in a very different environment. The lighting is so weird because you have the window back here, but I also have my ring light here. I don't have my lights behind me. And so when I'm editing my videos, I'm looking at my face cam and I'm like, this looks horrendous. In my last recording room, I had a throw blanket. This one right here. I had the throw blanket. It would hang on the window so the light wouldn't come in, and then I'd just take 2 bobby pins and I'd stick them to the wall so that the blanket would act as a blackout curtain. That, coupled with the lights and the ring light, my skin was glowing. But even at night, when it's just the ring light, my overhead lights are off and there's no light coming in from the window, it just feels weird. The lighting just, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's more of a mental thing. My current setup doesn't vibe well with how I'm feeling right now. I don't feel well in my skin as a creator. When I sit here and I record my videos, I don't feel right. It doesn't feel like I'm that one dude, Chris. You know, it feels like I'm starting over fresh as somebody entirely new. And maybe that's just the process of change, starting over in a sense. I feel like I can adapt well to change, but this just feels odd. Aside from all that, I'm very grateful, very thankful that I still get to record and edit while I'm here, because before I moved in, it didn't seem like I'd have the opportunity to do this because we weren't sure if my recording stuff would fit in the room that I'm in. There's another room that's not in use, but it's cluttered with stuff. It would take forever to clean out and was also still being used at the time. So, I mean, I'm thankful that I still get to do this, because I would have gone crazy for the 3 months of not recording or posting anything. And then I really would have felt like I was failing my 2020 Strive goal. I'm looking at all the negatives here, and I need to start looking at some of the positives. I need to start talking about what positives have happened this year so far. Because again, in the very first video this year, the 2020 Strive video, I said that 2025 was going to be the year of new doors opening and lots of opportunities. And I think that has opened up. Those doors have opened up. Like I said, I'm no longer working afternoons. I'm working 9:30 to 6 Monday through Friday. I still get my weekends off. I get off at a reasonable time when the sun is still up. I don't have to be up super early. I am very thankful for that schedule, and to be able to still have my weekends off. Hell yeah. That's amazing. Despite not having my apartment, my own place just yet, I am still living in a comfortable situation. So very thankful for that. I could be out on the street trying to find a home, but I have a very loving and caring family who are willing to have me stay for however long until, you know, I'm in the right situation. Streaming. I kind of went through a bit of a transitional period with streaming, because when I started streaming, I wanted to do like a weekly thing on YouTube that I called the Lazy Weekends live stream. It would be like an every Saturday thing where I would stream on YouTube and we'd just chill, we'd play games, whatever. I think I did 2 of those before it just didn't feel right. There was something about streaming on YouTube for no reason that didn't feel right, as opposed to streaming for, let's say, the 500 subscriber milestone that we did last year, or my birthday live stream. Streaming when there is no purpose on YouTube kind of just feels weird, especially if I'm going to be playing different games, because then I have to go in and I have to change the game so that the YouTube algorithm picks that up, but the YouTube algorithm doesn't really do well with doing all that. And so then I thought, let me just start streaming on Twitch and see how that's going. And while right now it doesn't have any sort of major benefit for me, it feels better to stream on Twitch. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about streaming on Twitch just to stream that feels a lot better than just streaming on YouTube just to stream. Again, I will be streaming like the 1,000 subscriber milestone here on YouTube. I'll be streaming my birthday here on YouTube. None of that's going to change. A lot of that is still going to stay the same. But as far as playing games, achievement hunting, I've been in the middle of playing Elden Ring. This is my Twitch handle right here if you want to follow me on Twitch and check out the streams. I also did start a VODs channel where I'll be posting those streams onto that channel. So this is it right here. It's been an experimental year. I've been trying a bunch of different things that don't feel right, and then when I switch it up to something else, it feels a bit better. I need to let go of those high expectations that I had from last year, because not every year is going to keep the ball rolling the same. My watch hours have significantly decreased. I was close to that 4,000 watch hour mark for the next partner program milestone to start having, you know, like watch page ads or whatever. The watch hours haven't really been there. And I mean, I sometimes look at all of this stuff and look at how my subscriber count is kind of stagnant. My views aren't really up there. And I'm always wondering, like, what can I do better? What am I doing wrong? You know, I've talked to several people, both in the content creating space and just friends and family, just asking, you know, from what you've seen, what you've watched, what am I doing wrong or what can be better? And I've had people give me great criticisms. I've had people give me, you know, great feedback. I've had people say, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the way that the internet works these days. Like I've been saying, gaming is such a saturated space in content creating that doing it these days, you have to find some way to be unique. And I guess I've been trying to find that. I guess I've been trying to figure out what I can do to be unique while still keeping the same flow that makes me feel like I'm enjoying myself. And of course, if you haven't noticed by now, if you were to watch the 202 Strive January video and this video side by side, you'll notice that my whole demeanor has kind of changed. I was very excited at the beginning of the year because coming off the high of 2024, there was so much potential that I feel like I could tap into this year, when honestly, I think 2025 is just supposed to be kind of a chill year for the channel. I think it's supposed to be a little different than it was last year. Last year felt so chaotic in both a good and a bad way. I was posting way too often for my own mental health. I don't know, you guys were probably enjoying how often I was posting, but for my own mental health, looking back on it, every other day is kind of wild. It was also chaotic in a good way because of how much audience interaction I was getting with the live streams, the subscribers, the comments, all the games that you guys were recommending to me. Remothered, playing both of those, playing Ravenous Devils, or should I say, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to do it. I got to hold myself back. There was just so much chaos in 2024, and I was really riding that wave into 2025. And now that I'm here, and now that I have rewatched my 2020 Strive video, the expectations that I had for this year, and the way that life has been moving for me since then, and the way that YouTube has been moving for me since then, content creating in general, it's just a chill year. It's something that the transitional period between figuring things out, and I guess I'll say the cause and effect of things, the cause of, you know, all that I do here and all that I'm trying to figure out what's best for me. You know, I've tried the short form content like I said I was going to do. Doing the short form content has been a bit of a headache because I don't post on TikTok often enough for the algorithm to really recognize me. So videos over on TikTok do well sometimes. They do well. I will never be able to figure out that the TikTok algorithm. Won't be able to figure out the YouTube algorithm either. But at least I feel more familiar and comfortable with the YouTube algorithm. However, I fully believe that YouTube Shorts is damaging long-form videos. I will die on this hill until proven otherwise. People say it helps, but I don't think that it brings in, one, genuine fan base, and two, I mean, I guess those two go together, but long-time subscribers. People treat YouTube Shorts as if it was TikTok. Tell me, how often is it that you go on TikTok, you like a video, and you follow a person, and then go back to their account to see what they've posted? Can any of you tell me how many times have you done that? If the answer is 1 to 2, not a valid response. TikTok is such a fast-paced short-form content, and same thing with Reels. YouTube Shorts, it's so fast-paced that it doesn't even feel like you're watching original content. Something about short-form content just rubs me really wrong. I feel like there's two separate algorithms for shorts and for long-form content now. And the way that the analytics in the YouTube Creator Studio have been split up. The fact that you need either 4,000 watch hours or 10 million shorts views, and the fact that those two are separate because of how easy it is to get watch hours on a shorts video. Do you see what I'm saying? They're two separate entities. And at this point, YouTube might as well just make a separate app for it. I'm getting ahead of myself because now I'm just ranting about how much I hate shorts and short form content in general. As a creator, short form content is not one of those things that I even want to dare step into the realm of. I'll watch them as a viewer. I think some shorts are funny as hell. But as a creator, you can have it. I'm good with the long form. Thank you. I'm still very excited to see what the rest of the year has in store. Even though I am not the closest to reaching the 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm closer than I was at the beginning of the year. Being at 825 when I started at 745 or 746, that's a jump. That's a leap. That's something. I could still be at 745, and then I'd really want to quit. And of course, I do have to remind myself that everything will be okay. If I keep continuing to do what I'm doing and evolving as a creator, as a person, I'll get to where I want to be. And that's probably where a lot of these goals videos and these halfway point videos are going to come to an end at, is just take your time, relax, reel yourself back in, because that's what I need to do. My brain is always moving at 50 miles per hour. And I never have an opportunity to just breathe and think about what I do have. I'm gonna go. It's kind of like a little journal. This is like a little diary thing. I don't want to take up too much of your time. As I always say, at the end of it all, I want to remind myself, and this is for future Chris while editing this, and while, you know, if I ever have to rewatch this video just to give myself more motivation, you're doing fine. You are okay. And that can apply to yourself as well. Anybody watching this video, you're doing okay. If you feel like 2025 has been weird for you too, it's still time for change. You're going to be all right. We're all going to be all right. If you made it to the end of the video, here's a digital cookie. If you're new around here and somehow made it to the end of the video, thank you. Why not hit the subscribe button? You already know we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, as I've said earlier in the video and at the end of every single one of my other videos. So why not subscribe? Join channel memberships if you'd like to support the channel. Follow me on Twitch. Subscribe to the VODs channel so that if you don't follow me on Twitch, you can still at least support, you know, and watch the streams after the fact on the VODs channel. I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Take it easy on yourself. Seriously, take it easy on yourself this year. It feels like, it may feel like a lot's happening, may feel like you're stuck in the same place, but you're gonna be fine. So take it easy on yourself. And Big Body out.